Good morning, everyone. Welcome to AIC. For us, it's a pleasure, first of all, to host this important kickoff project. So thank you, Oscar, and all the Innovalia team. We hope that during today and tomorrow you have a successful event, and we want for you to feel like at home. But you cannot leave from AIC without knowing what AIC is and what our activities are. First of all, I would like to touch bases with how the automotive industry is transforming, or how the digital transformation is really affecting the automotive industry, yes? And secondly, I will be speaking about AIC from a strategical point of view, our activities, and some examples of the projects that we have in process right now. As you all know, the automotive industry, from a technological point of view, really involves several areas. Yes, they are all really interconnected with each other. We speak about autonomous driving, lightweight, more levels of intelligence, sustainable electrification, and so on, advanced manufacturing being one of them as well. If we cluster these in four main, I will say, more disruptive pillars, we will talk about new ways of mobility. We'll be speaking about autonomous driving, we'll be speaking about electrification, and fourthly, we'll be speaking also about digitization from a product point of view and also from a process point of view. And we can look at the picture in a different way and see how the different trends in the automotive industry are really connected to each other. And we go to the left-hand side, we can see from the end-user experience, we all are aware that the new generations are becoming more and more digital, and they are expecting also the automotive industry to move into that line. If we go to the right-hand side, we speak more in terms of production. Everything it is on the top of this slide really means that it has a bigger impact when we speak about digitization. But at the end of the day, all the different trends are really connected to each other. We speak about electrification. Is it related to digitization? In a way, we speak that how one of the strategies that the automotive industry is pursuing is to move into new ways of mobility, and electrification or electrified vehicles are being a really important part of that. So really are all of them connected to each other. Just a few words also that connectivity or connected vehicles are bringing new experience to the drivers inside the vehicle and outside the vehicle, for sure. And it really has an impact from a societal point of view, from an environmental point of view. When we think about that, is looking into how to improve traffic management, how to really improve the emission impact by having more efficient traffic conditions and so on. Also, we speak about commercial vehicles as well, how we can more efficiently manage the traffic fleet in that respect, and also to connect different ways of transport. Autonomous driving is also one of hot topics nowadays, and I'm not going to go into many different details. This is also a quite complex subject, and I'm sure that it's going to have different milestones, and it's also facing different challenges. Of course, big data has a major impact in this topic, but if we speak about from a technological point of view, we really need robust systems in terms of being able to capture everything that is occurring in the environment of the vehicle. Also very robust architecture levels in terms of sensoring, interpreting in real time, and then acting over the vehicle. Very high levels of intelligence, and of course we need to be very accurate in localizing the vehicle, which is also key. But also another challenges are focused on security levels. That has a technological also background, but also we could speak about ethical aspects as well, and legislation, which is another important element, and it's probably going to be changing market to market as well. At the end of the day, autonomous driving is looking for safer road systems and more efficient traffic management, and also to really optimize mobility nowadays, especially speaking about urban areas. Okay. We talk about vehicles, we talk about product, but also we need to talk about manufacturing. Here you can see, and there's no time now to go over all the different topics, but really a summary of what are the main domains, what are the main areas when we speak about advanced manufacturing, and how digitization is really affecting each one of them. And we can see a connection, whether we speak about acquiring a big amount of data. Yes, we have to be selective, but we need to really manage a larger amount of data when we speak about our factories and our lines. Yes, we need to be able to monitor what is happening in real time. And then we talk about how to really use that data in a very efficient way, in a smart way. And this is when it comes into place really new smart manufacturing platforms, how we can work into predictive models when we speak about machines, predictive maintenance, all those topics that are relevant. Digitization also plays an important impact or important role when it comes about simulation and being able to simulate even lines before we place those lines into practice and so on. And the automotive industry is very, very, very demanding. We have plants all over the world. We have plants here in the Basque Country. We have plants in Mexico, in North America, all the markets. So wherever we are able to acquire here in terms of knowledge can be deployed to other lines in other parts of the world. And then the human factor is also very relevant, how the technology should play an important role in terms of operations at different levels in lines and factories. And education and training is also key in this part. Second part of the presentation is about AIC, but I think it's important also to put into a context about where we are located. We have to talk about a small region, but it has a long-established industry, automotive industry presence that goes beyond 100 years, yes. Small, I mean that in 1 hour you can go north to south, east, west, yeah. But it has a high concentration when we speak about industry in general and the automotive industry in particular. And that means that we have just some facts and figures, 300 component manufacturers, very high turnover levels that roughly around 17 billion. We have integrality, something also that we like to highlight, meaning that we have the entire supply chain available. It is an industry that has a very international presence nowadays, over 270 manufacturing plants all over the world. Okay, looking at that picture, it really goes back to 2006. It was really a private initiative led by several companies along with the Basque Automotive Cluster, which, by the way, is celebrating this year the 25th anniversary and is the longest established automotive cluster in Europe. So putting that into a context is several companies along with the Basque Automotive Cluster really were looking at the automotive sector back in 2006, yes, as how we could move forward and really work in a more efficient way, reducing time to market, collaborating in some cases and competing in some other cases under the same umbrella, and working in the different really levels of the innovation process cycle, going from new ideas, launching new product, new processes, and qualifying people, okay? And really this is when it comes into really the definition of AIC as an open innovation center where different companies are working together, again, to reduce time to market. We speak about automotive, which is the main focus of this center. A market approach. We have a project approach at different levels. And also, I have to say that it was an initiative led by the industry, but I had the support, one, by the local administration, the Diputación Foral de Vizcaya, and also by the European Commission, okay? So really the strength is coming from the AIC team together working with the companies, that ecosystem that we have created under that umbrella, and also a very strong network, partnership, what we call more like a virtual ecosystem. I'll give you some figures about AIC later on. And here is where we have the combination of the different agendas and the four main pillars of that innovation process cycle. I think it's more clear here where we are able to provide added value services for each one of those pillars, business units, whether we are speaking about competitive intelligence or training or research and development, We'll see some examples later on during our visit. Some figures also. The opening of the center was in 2009. The project has been expanding. Today there are 30 companies that have established their competence center, R&D unit or headquarters here in AIC, physically in AIC. Roughly 750 people working here in AIC, and 6 nationalities, Germany, Austria, North America, Japan, a sum of 6 different nationalities. On the right-hand side, we talk about the relationship that AIC has with very broad partners, whether we are speaking with OEMs, Tier 1, universities, etc., because AIC is an international center. Yes, it is located here in the Basque Country, but we are open to the world and we have international alliances in all our projects, okay? Let me just wrap up with a very short video, and then I will finish with 2 examples of projects that we have in process right now. Are we ready for a video now, please? Thank you.
AIC is a European centre generating value for the automotive industry. It is based on the concept of open innovation, where companies improve competitiveness through cooperation. Clearly market-oriented, it integrates knowledge, training, technology and industrial development under one umbrella. To encourage and consolidate cooperation, members locate their innovation, training, R&D and industrial development units at the AIC facilities. They work in an independent but coordinated way to come up with projects of common interest in a broad range of areas. To date, AIC has attracted many international organizations, including vehicle manufacturers, suppliers, research centers, engineering and training centers. AIC has 50,000 square meters of modern facilities where companies can work and use the center's equipment, as well as share the knowledge generated between the teams based there. This pioneering center is clearly oriented to reach its targets by projects. Competitive intelligence is one of its major capabilities. It offers general analyses of the sector as well as analyses on particular products, markets, or technologies to facilitate the decision-making process. Tailor-made training programs designed by IAC Academy to reinforce people with the necessary knowledge and skills to fit the new professional profiles in the sector, both in company and externally. And a drive to attract and potentiate talented people. Promotes technological collaborative projects which involve companies and agents within the sector, using cutting-edge equipment and with a clear market orientation. Lightweight virtual car development and advanced manufacturing are some of its current specialization, without forgetting projects in areas such as vehicle electrification, digitalization, and systems integration. And finally, the attraction of new projects, development of new technologies, and creation of new businesses. AIC, Automotive Intelligence Center, a unique center for generating value.
Just to finish the presentation, just an idea of the activities that we have in place. We have created a very strong ecosystem of competence centers and capabilities, yes. A very broad technological project portfolio that we have nowadays. We have created specific competence centers focused on lightweight strategies. Advanced manufacturing, we have a specific smart factory, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes and during the visit. And also a virtual competence center, yes. The Virtual Competence Center really brings the capability of modeling the entire vehicle, understanding the vehicle dynamics from a virtual point of view. That requires to have very robust vehicle models, very comparable to the real vehicle. And as such, we are very much focused on ride and performance in handling and ride and comfort and handling and performance as two major topics. But we also are very focused in that autonomous driving activity that I mentioned before, motion sickness, urban stress, yes, emotional car, to really sensorize the driver to understand his emotions and to react over the vehicle and so on. So this is a very strong effort being tackled by AIC. Advanced manufacturing, I mentioned a smart factory, which is a combination of strategy and action. And as a competence center, we are really assisting the companies in that transformation from their starting point, wherever they are, to that advanced manufacturing strategy, to build that house that you see at the bottom of this slide. We really are combining the physical and the virtual worlds, yes, and for that we have specific processes of stamping and joining processes with two major capabilities in that tangible platform. One is intelligence from a process point of view, and the other one is unitary traceability. And those are two functions that we have already in place for, and you will see that during the visit, for one specific automotive component manufacturing process. It's also an open platform to tackle other projects, other needs, to tackle research and development projects, training with a hands-on strategy, and so on. Okay, so just 15 minutes just to show you a little bit of what AIC is. I hope it is more clear now, and happy to talk to you later on during the visit. Thank you very much.